What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Mannon's Minute, where I'm going to talk about my personal disappointment with the academic world around Wicca, witchcraft, and, basically paganism. And before someone jumps in the comments with their little keyboard sword and says, "Oh, so now you hate education," no, stop it. Put the pitchfork down. That is not what I'm saying. I love learning. I love history. I love books. I love when someone does real research and brings something useful to the table. I've quoted scholars before. I've read their work. I respect people who take the time to study a subject deeply and carefully. That's not the issue. The issue is when someone gets a degree, puts a few letters after their name, and suddenly believes they have been crowned the high lord of all witchcraft knowledge. Now, they're not just sharing research. They're not just offering a viewpoint. They're standing at the gate like some academic bouncer saying, this is valid, this is not valid. You may enter, you may not enter. Your experience counts, yours does not. And let me explain something very clearly. A college degree can mean someone is educated. It does not automatically mean they're wise. It does not automatically mean they understand the soul of a living tradition. And it definitely does not mean they get to tell actual practicing witches, Wiccans, pagans, priests, priestesses, initiates, coven leaders, elders, and longtime practitioners that their entire spiritual life is invalid because it does not fit neatly inside some classroom theory or their little box. This is where my disappointment comes in. Because Wicca, witchcraft, and paganism are not dead insects pinned to a board. They're not museum pieces. They're not just old documents sitting in a library somewhere waiting for someone with a PhD to tell us what they really mean. These are living paths. People practice them. People pray through them. People cast circles, raise energy, honor the gods, work with spirits, train students, pass down mysteries, celebrate Sabbats, and build community through them. There is breath in this. There's fire in this. There's blood, sweat, tears, joy, devotion, argument, laughter, failure, and growth in all of this. And sometimes, when academia gets involved, it has this bad habit of trying to turn living fire into cold ash. Not always. Again, let me be fair. There are some good scholars out there. There are honest academics. There are people in the universities who study paganism with respect and care. Some have done very helpful work. Some have preserved history. Some have defended modern pagan traditions from nonsense attacks. I'm not throwing the whole library into the bonfire here, but there is a certain type of academic voice that looks at Wicca in particular with a curled lip. They treat it like an embarrassment, like it's this cute little pretend religion made by confused people who didn't know any better. They act like the moment they can show that Wicca has modern influences, the entire thing collapses into dust. And yes, since we are having this conversation plainly, I personally see Ronald Hutton, who would be one of these scholars. I would place into this category I'm speaking about. Not because I think every word he has ever written is worthless, and not because I think academics should never study Wicca. That would be silly. Hutton has done serious work, and I'm not pretending he hasn't, but from my perspective as a practicing Wiccan, his work has also become one of the academic hammers people use to beat Wicca over the head. The problem is not simply that he questions some of Wicca's historical claims. Fine, question them. History should be questioned. The problem is that his framing has helped create this attitude where Wicca is treated like a debunked little invention instead of a living initiatory religion with real practice, real lineage, real ritual, and real meaning to the people who actually carry it. And it's caused all kinds of doctors to come out and criticize Wicca on a regular basis. And honestly, it makes me sick. And that, to me, is where academic corruption begins. Not necessarily corruption in the legal sense. I'm not accusing the man of taking bribes in a dark alley behind a university library. Let's not be ridiculous. I mean corruption of attitude, corruption of influence, corruption of balance. When one scholar's interpretation becomes so powerful that everyday practitioners are treated like children who need to sit down and let the professor explain their own religion to them, something's gone wrong there. I can respect research and still reject the way that research is being used. I can acknowledge Hutton's scholarship and still say, no, you do not get to reduce my religion to your footnotes. Wicca is not just an academic subject. It's a priesthood. It is ritual. It is mystery. It's a lived path, and no historian, no matter how respected, gets to own the final word on that. And I have to ask why. Why is Wicca held to this weird standard that almost no other religion is held to? Every religion develops. Every religion borrows. Every religion evolves. Every religion has myths, legends, reforms, disagreements, political influences, cultural mixing, and leaders who shaped the tradition. Christianity did not drop out of the sky as a leather-bound King James Bible. Buddhism developed. Hinduism developed. Judaism developed. Ceremonial magic developed. Folk traditions developed. Everything has developed. But when Wicca develops, suddenly the academic crowd says, aha, see, it was constructed. Yeah, no kidding. Humans construct religion. This does not mean that it's fake. That means it's human. And here's where I think some of the corruption comes in. Not always corruption like someone sneaking around in a dark alley with a briefcase full of cash. I mean intellectual corruption. Ego corruption, bias corruption, the kind where a person already has a conclusion in their head and then uses their education to dress it up as fact. And there's ones out there that are going to see this video and you know who you are and you know exactly who I'm talking about. Specifically, the ones who tend to really go with Hutton and everything he says and treat him like a god. Some academics do not approach Wicca asking, what is this tradition? How does it function? What do the practitioners experience? What meaning does it hold? Instead, they approach it like, how can I prove these people are wrong about themselves? That's not scholarship. That's an agenda and a narrative they're trying to push. And when actual Wiccans speak up and say, hold on, that's not how we understand our tradition, the response is often dripping with arrogance. Well, where's your degree? Are you a historian? Are you a professor? Did you publish a paper? No, ass munch, but I have lived this. I have practiced this. I have trained in this. I've stood in circles with people who were taught by people who were taught by people before them, and I've seen how the ritual works from the inside, and I have felt the current move. I've watched people transform through this path, and I guarantee you, most of the people that are putting this nonsense out about Wicca have never even stepped in a freaking circle before. So who do you think you are? And being in that lived path may not be the same thing as academic research, but it's not nothing. And that is the big problem. Academia often values the observer over the participant. The person standing outside the circle with a notebook gets treated as more trustworthy than the person inside the circle actually doing the work. Now tell me, how does that make any sense whatsoever? Imagine someone who's never cooked a meal in their life writing a paper on what it feels like to be a chef. Sure, they can study recipes, they can interview restaurant owners, they can learn food history. That is useful. But if they then turn around and tell a chef of 30 years, for instance, actually, you don't understand cooking, that chef has every right to laugh them the frick out of their kitchen. So, same thing here. A scholar can study Wicca. A scholar can analyze Wicca. A scholar can even criticize Wicca. That's fair game. But when they start speaking over Wiccans, dismissing initiatory experience, mocking oral tradition, or acting like only the academic lens counts, then we have a serious problem. And it gets worse when some of these voices are not just studying Wicca, but actively trying to water it down. They want to remove the mystery, remove the teeth, remove the gods, remove the initiatory current, remove the polarity, remove the ritual structure, remove anything that makes Wicca its own thing. Then after stripping it down to nothing but, vague nature, spirituality, and personal feelings, they turn around and say, see, Wicca was never really much of anything. And again, I don't understand why these people are doing this. What did Wicca do to you? Seriously, what is the ego problem here? And the reason you can say, Wicca was never really much of anything, well, yeah, because you gutted it. That's like taking a car, removing the engine, tires, seats, the steering wheel, and the doors, and then standing there proudly saying, see, this vehicle doesn't work. No shit, Sherlock. A lot of this also comes from the modern obsession with deconstructing everything. And listen, questioning things is healthy. We should question history. We should question claims. We should question romantic stories. Wiccans should be honest about our history. We do not need to pretend everything is ancient and unchanged from the Stone Age to have value. But there's a difference between honest correction and spiritual vandalism. Honest correction says, here's what we know, here's what we do not know, and here's how the tradition may have formed. Spiritual vandalism says, because this part of the origin story is questionable, the whole tradition is nonsense and can be thrown out the frickin' door. That is lazy, and frankly, it's insulting. thing. Wicca does not need to be 10,000 years old to be meaningful. It does not need to be untouched by modern hands to be powerful. It does not need approval from a university department to be a valid religion. Its value is not based only on whether an academic can verify every single claim with a dusty document and a footnote. Tradition is more than paperwork. Tradition is what is passed, what is practiced, what is preserved, what is experienced, what is kept alive by people who care enough to carry it forward. And that is another thing academia often struggles with: mystery. Mystery does not behave well in the academic world or on a spreadsheet. It does not always sit nicely in a peer-reviewed article. It's not always measurable. In Wicca, there are things you learn by doing. There are things you understand only after standing in circle again and again. There are things that click after years of ritual, not because someone explained them in a lecture, but because the practice finally opens something in you. That doesn't mean we abandon reason. It means we understand that reason is one tool. It's not the whole toolbox. A hammer is useful, but if you try to use a hammer for every job, eventually you're just breaking things. And that is what some academics do with Wicca. They take one tool, usually historical criticism, and smash everything with it. Then they act shocked when practitioners are annoyed. Of course we're annoyed, because we're tired of being talked about like we're not in the room. We're tired of being told that our traditions are only valid when someone with a degree says they are. We're tired of anti-Wiccan attitudes being disguised as serious scholarship. We're tired of people who have never carried the responsibility of priesthood explaining priesthood to priests and priestesses. And we're especially tired of the smug attitude that says disagreement equals stupidity, because that is another nasty little habit in these circles. If you disagree with certain academics, you're not just disagreeing. Oh no, you're uneducated, you're anti-intellectual, you're romanticizing, you're making things up, you're unable to handle the truth. No, sometimes we just think your conclusion sucks. And believe it or not, people without PhDs are allowed to think as well. Amazing concept, I know. Now, does the pagan world have its own problems? Absolutely. We have plenty of nonsense too. We have fake elders, made up lineages, people claiming they were Cleopatra in the past life, people charging $999 for a moonbeam activation course, and enough drama to power a small city. So no, I'm not saying practitioners are always right and academics are always wrong. What I'm saying is this: there needs to be a balance. Academia should not dominate the conversation. Practitioners should not reject all scholarship. Both sides should be able to speak. Both sides should be able to challenge each other. But respect has to go both ways. Do not come into our house, rearrange the altar, insult the gods, tell us we imagine the whole freaking thing, and then act surprised when we tell you to get the out. Wicca deserves fair study. Witchcraft deserves fair study. Paganism deserves fair study. Not worship, not blind acceptance, fair study. And fair study means you do not begin with contempt. It means you do not treat living practitioners like children. It means you understand that religion is not only history, it is also experience, community, devotion, practice, identity, and mystery. So yes, I am very disappointed, as you can tell, I'm sure. I'm disappointed in the arrogance. I'm disappointed in the gatekeeping. I'm disappointed in the anti-Wiccan bias that sometimes hides behind academic language. I'm disappointed in the way some people use degrees as weapons instead of tools. And unfortunately, that happens a lot. A degree should help someone open doors of understanding. It should not become a club used to beat everyone else over the head. So to the good scholars out there doing honest work, thank you. Truly keep going. We need careful research. We need history. We need clarity. But to the ones who think their diploma makes them the final judge of what Wicca is and is not, maybe take a breath, take a step back, talk to actual practitioners, listen without sneering, learn the difference between studying a tradition and trying to own it. Because Wicca is not yours to erase. Witchcraft is not yours to tame. And paganism is not some helpless little subject waiting for academia to give it permission to exist. We're here. We've been here. We're practicing, teaching, arguing, growing, casting, celebrating, and carrying that fire forward. And no amount of academic gatekeeping is going to snuff that flame out.